Hello everyone. I am looking for the right camera. There we go. Hello, it is Wednesday, January 22nd. And I'm here with my craft along. I'm so excited to be here with you today. I'm hoping I'm live both on YouTube and Facebook. Well, I have one thumbs up, so at least someone can see me. I'm going to check on my Facebook page and see if I'm live on Facebook. Or if you're on Facebook or on YouTube, just say hi. Let me know how you're doing today. And we're just about ready to get started. Okay, I can see I'm live, so that's good. I'm live on Facebook. Now I need to make sure I'm live on YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to say hello. If I'm not on YouTube live, I will be uploading my video to YouTube when this is all done. So I'm just going to double check on my camera settings here. I want to make sure I have center stage off. That's a new thing I have learned this week, so that's all good. And I'll bring up the comments. I don't have a place to see the comments. So Zaina is here. Diana is here. So perfect. So they're watching on Facebook. I'm trying to see. I guess I don't really need to know if it's live on YouTube. It's supposed to be live on YouTube. Hi, Jamie. Jamie's watching on YouTube. Kathy's on YouTube. Yay! I'm so glad. If you've been with me the past few weeks, you know I've been struggling to get this to go live both. And Kathy's here too. Excellent. All right. Excellent. Excellent. Now I got to find my camera changer. We are here today to make 4 beautiful Valentine cards with a suite called Hearts of Elegance. And if you pre-ordered this kit, you have the kit already with you, unless your 2 of my friends. I'm not sure Jamie's got there yet, although she just tuned in to watch, and Julie's here. Yay! And let's see, Jamie and my friend Christy, both my friends actually. I don't think their kits have arrived yet. Jamie's was actually supposed to get there at noon today, and Christy's can come anytime today. So I'm sorry you 2 did not get your kits, but everybody else I checked with has their kits. So the ones that I sent out, I checked on my mailing program, and they have them. So that is awesome. Now the way this class works is that if you didn't pre-order the kit, you can actually still get the supplies for what I'm showing you today, the card kits. Now, if you pre-ordered, you have a whole, a partial pack of the marbled Elegance. Yeah, I think that's it. Designer Series paper. You've got some gems. You've got some ribbon and or gold thread to work with make your projects. Plus, you have all that to make more than we're making today. But if you order it today, if you put in a $40 order on my website, let me give you the ordering link. So here is the host code. So if you use this host code from now through Sunday night, then you can get all the projects that I'm showing today, the supplies for the 4 cards. So it's just the supplies for the 4 cards, but you can still get them. So it's still available through Sunday, and then the window closes and you can't get the card kits anymore. If you don't have this particular one I'm using today, you can use whatever you have on hand to make the cards if you want the kits. We're working with a set of online exclusives. And what online exclusive means is that it's only available online. In other words, it isn't in a printed publication, so it isn't in our spring catalog or our annual catalog. But it is available online. These have been out for a little while, but they came out so early, I don't think people were quite ready for Valentine's. But now we're ready. We've passed Christmas and past New Year's, so I think we're ready. Anyway, they are, okay, well, okay, let me say that again. There's this there's a brochure. I'll upload this. I'm just thinking about this. I don't think I have this uploaded anywhere. I will send this to my newsletter subscribers so they can have this referral. This is more than just what we're using today. There are there's a hibiscus, happy hibiscus. There are other things online, but this actually we had a brochure for with the gold twine. There are some little gift bags and the hearts. We're going to use those today. I'm actually not sure though. Again, I pulled my heart, so let me get my embellishments. Actually, there were a lot of online exclusives just released at the first of the month, and I would encourage you to go on and shop there online. We'll just get a new pack of hearts today and have those to put on our projects. So these are what they look like in person. And then let's put this aside. And then one more thing to let you know about is that I'm going to send the PDF for this card to my newsletter subscribers. So if you want to know how to make this heart into a card just by itself, make sure you're subscribed to my newsletter. I will put the links in YouTube. I'll put them in the video description. They aren't there now. That's something I haven't tried to do yet. I need to learn how to do that. I don't think it'll be difficult, but after the video I know exactly what I'm doing to put everything up. But if you'd like this, the PDF for this cute little card uses everything that we're using today, then just make sure you're on my newsletter. Okay, now the other thing I just wanted to say, remember, if you put in an order for $40, you're going to get today's kit. But if you put in an order for $60, you can get anything free out of the Celebration catalog. If you put in $120, you can get two things that are $60 choices, or you can get, there are a couple here that are $120 choices, which are some of my favorites, actually, this gorgeous bundle. You've seen me use this quite a bit if you've been following me. And this Corner in Bloom, which mine has not arrived yet. I'm not sure what happened with that order. I need to check on that. But anyway, that's what you can get with your orders this week. Celebration is the best time of year. And, oh, looks like I've got something in the way of the camera. It might be, let's see, I'm going to move this just a little bit. I think, well, I know what it is. It's my camera holder, and since it's not blocking my workspace, I'm just going to leave it there. We're going to call that good. All right, up close and personal, the stamps look like this. There is a Happy Valentine's Day greeting. We're definitely going to use that today, but the rest of these greetings could be sent pretty much any time. Love you is always a perfect greeting for any time of year. There's also a little to and from, so you can make gifts with this. This set too, and then you can have a little tag for to and from. Beautiful hearts, and then a heart, a flower, some leaves, these beautiful greetings, and then these are the star of the show. These are the all the dies that you can use with this set. This one is just huge. I've been really wanting a set of dies, so I have been really enjoying having these, and they're so cute. They have stitching around, these two have stitching around them, and this one's kind of the star of the show. I'll give you a little hint here. I have a piece of vellum here, and I keep it in my die. And first I die cut it obviously with the vellum, because if you do that, it really helps your paper pop out when you die cut your paper. Just a little hint on some of these delicate dies, sometimes they're harder to get your paper out, so you have to spend a little more effort. But if you first die cut them with vellum and then keep that vellum piece all the time when you're doing your cardstock, I hope that makes sense. It's really helpful for getting them out of the dies. Alrighty, so now if you were with me last week, you know that I was struggling with my camera following my hands. But see, today, no movement of the camera. I'm making progress every time. Every week I make a little bit of an improvement. Alrighty, let's go ahead. Well, one thing. Okay, we're going to get started in just a minute. Everybody that is pre-ordered the kit has this detailed PDF tutorial. There are close-up pictures, detailed instructions, a list of what I use for all the projects. If you order this week with your $40 order, you will also get this PDF tutorial so that you have that as well. And then they also got a little gift this month. I didn't keep one. I guess I got coffee on this paper. I didn't keep one for myself, but I sent them. Oh, Diane, if you're watching, no, you got yours. So Christy and Jamie, don't look if you want to be surprised. So don't look, because you're the two that don't have yours yet. But if you don't want to be surprised, then I can show you what I sent. So I sent this little trinket box. Now, I actually thought this could be used for, not box, little dish. It's a little dish I got. That's in the shape of a Valentine. It's about this big, or shape of a heart. But I think these little dishes are kind of handy to have around your craft space. You can put your small dies in them so that they don't get lost on your desk while you're die cutting. And then I just wrapped them in a little organdy bag, and I made a little tag with the products we're using. And that was an extra little surprise this month that they got. They didn't know that was coming. So their kits came in a bag like this. I always tag my, I'm calling this a tag, but I label, I put this with my kit so you know exactly what this kit is. So if you don't do your kit right away, you know when you go back to go through the things that you want to work on in your craft room, you know what is in that kit. You don't have to pull out all the parts out and go, now what is this kit? Now for next month, I don't have the cards made yet, but I do know what I'm using for the craft along next month for February. We're going to use these gorgeous products in the Delightful Wishes Suite. I think it's called Delightful Wishes Suite. Anyway, there's this beautiful stamp set, and there are 2 sets of papers, some vellum and some DSP. You'll get some partial packs of everything I'm showing you. This yellow ribbon has been out, but it's going to be in February 3rd, and I order for my next class, the next craft along, I order on February 10th. So it'll be in. I'll be able to order that. And then these cute little bees. I'm excited to make my projects. I've got a whole bunch of ideas collected for this. But if you're interested in it, so the craft along is $37. And that includes, as I said, about $30 worth of product. And then if you need it shipped, then shipping is on top of that. But that's for next month. I'm really excited about those projects as well. Anxious to get started. Okay, if you're crafting along with me, we're going to make this card first. I'm going in the order of your tutorial. So let's go ahead and get this one out if you're crafting with me. Now, this is bothering me, so I'm going to try and switch this camera a little bit so we don't have this in it. But no, it's not going to work, and it's going to be too hard to get it out without really disturbing your vision, and taking too much time. So we'll leave it. I'll have that fixed for next week. Get a little better every week. All right, my friends. So in your kit, you have a thick white cardstock. I use the thick for card bases. It's normally cut right at 5.5 by 8.5, like your normal card base. And then I scored it. I think this is 1 1/4 inch from the end. Let me check that. It might be just 1 inch. Yeah, it's 1 1/4 inches I scored in from the front cover, front flap. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my bone folder, and we'll crease that. Now all I did with this one, you could just cut this off, but I kind of like the finish of the folded edge, so I didn't cut mine off. I'm just going to glue it. I'm going to grab my glue, and then we'll glue that down. Now if you ordered the pre-ordered kit, I gave you the DSP, but I didn't die cut it, or I'm sorry, I didn't cut it to the right size. 2 reasons. One, you might want to use different paper than I use. You might want to, get on your creative bandwagon and try out different papers if you like them better. So I sent you a little note ahead of time along with a PDF to say, if you wanted to craft along with me, you would probably need to have your cardstock and your DSP, not cardstock, I did all the cardstock for you, but your DSP cut ahead of time. So we're going to go ahead, I've already cut mine, so we're just going to go ahead and put this card together, and then we'll do some stamping. This is part of the marble DSP. I love both sides of it. Who else hates when they put gorgeous paper? Two of your favorites are on both sides. We're not going to use the gold on this one today. Oh, this is always such a pain to get started. I don't know why it is. They say if you pull out your mat, whatever this is called, I just never can remember this mat. I'll think of it when I'm not trying to. This piece of DSP is 3 by 4. And then that's a size I use quite a bit, especially with 12 by 12 paper. I feel like it makes your paper go a long way. And this was my swap card, a swap card I did for a group of demonstrators. And then the piece of Flirty Flamingo is just 1/8 of an inch bigger. So it's just going to be 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And we're going to go ahead and put that on the front of our card. Now it's going to open like this, obviously, so we don't want to glue down this side. So what I'm going to do to be sure of that is I'm going to center it down like this. And then, now you could put this on dimensionals if you want to. I'm just going to put quite a bit of my tape runner down on it, like so. And then we'll just go ahead and center it from top to bottom, and I'm looking at both right to left and then top to bottom for this. Now I'm not seeing comments. I'm not sure if I have to always click on the comments button. Oh, there we go. Jamie's kit arrived. Yay! Oh, thank you, Christy. Silicone mat. I'm so glad I have my helpers here today. They know I can't remember anything when I'm Facebook Live. All right, thanks for helping. Thanks for putting that in, Christy. She's probably ready to write that because she knows I never remember it. This is another piece of the gorgeous DSP, and I'm just going to put this on the inside of my card, like so. Whoops. And then we have, I think this is already pretty, just like this. You could just put a greeting on this and be done, but we're going to do a little stamping. Well, we're going to do more than just a greeting, but you could just do that. So for this little flower, I'm going to start with Flirty Flamingo ink. Now in this DSP, so the one I chose for the inside, it does have Flirty Flamingo in the pattern. They don't all have Flirty Flamingo, but this one does. So I'm going to start with that. We're going to start with this one because we're going to stamp the greeting over it. So I'm lightly tapping, and then I'm going to stamp. Oops, I think I like to stamp off on cardstock rather than paper. It just makes a difference. I don't know why, but I'm going to just stamp off on cardstock, and then I'm going to stamp off on my paper, kind of towards the lower rep. No, I guess I didn't stamp off on my original. Well, we'll leave it like that. So you could either do full strength or you could stamp it off. We'll put our flower back. We'll close our ink pad so we don't have a disaster. And then let's get out our Granny Apple Green ink for the leaf. So I'm grabbing my Granny Apple Green. And then, so since I did stamp off on the flower, I'm going to stamp off on the green as well. So let's bring our scrap paper back. I'm going to just tap, tap, tap. If you're not very familiar with silicone or with photopolymer stamps, you want to, I'm not stamping off too hard because I don't want it to completely fade away, but then we'll go ahead and I'm going to find the, let's see, I want this to show though, so I'm kind of trying to figure out where to put this so it shows. There we go. That was kind of pretty actually along the edge anyway. So let's go ahead and do, oh, you know what? I used the different stamp. All right, so if you're stamping along with me and you grab that stamp, I am sorry, I'm going to grab the other leaf stamp. So I'm going to go to the one, this one is the little branch, like so. And then I'm going to grab the 3. And I think it'll be totally fine that we use that little branch on the bottom leaf, and then we're going to switch to the 3 on the top leaf. And we might actually add, let's stamp off once, and then let's go up here. And I do want my leaves to show as much as possible. So there we go. And maybe we'll try, I'm going to try this. You might not want to try this if you like the way it looks just like that. But I think I'm going to add a little more greenery down here. Because as long as I'm not... Okay, I don't know. Here's my... Oops, that was close. Here's my original. And here is my one with stamped off. So you decide if you like it, which way you like it, and then you do you. I kind of like it my first way, but we got started with stamping off, so we're going to stick with that for now. Then I'm going to grab my Melon Mambo ink because we're going to, gosh, that sounds noisy. I don't know if it's that noisy in the video. I'm going to grab this one. So Zena, that's why there are 2 sheets of each. I don't remember what I was talking about when you made that comment, so I'm not exactly sure what you mean. So you might have to ask me. You might have to ask me more. Give me more details of what you want information on. Now we're taking the Love You stamp, and we're slightly, well, we're being careful not to get ink all over the block. So I'm just kind of tapping. And then we're going to stamp right across this heart, kind of at an angle. So we're going to stamp right like this across, like so. I do think the Love You shows up just a little bit better with the stamped off ink. So you might want to think about that. Or if you're going to order this week to get the kit, then you are not stamping with us currently. Oops, I just clicked the camera. Okay, so there's that. And then that's really all there is to this card. What we're going to put it on our card, and then we'll put on some bling. We're all about the bling, aren't we? Diane, are you on still? I'm sure you are, because you always stay and watch everything. But Diane, I know, is a bling girl. I know there's others of you out there that are all in on the bling too. I pretty much put it on everything, even mail cards. Although I probably don't use rhinestones and sparkly ones on masculine cards, but I still put something on them. Okay, I'm sorry about this. This is the end of my gold thread, so you can see it's just, I don't know what, sometimes it comes loose like this at the bottom, but I didn't want to take it all off and rewind it, so we're going to see if we can just make our bows today with this guy. Now in your kits, and honestly I don't remember because I packed them over a week ago and had them shipped, and I since then have packed several other class kits, but I think what you got was a pack of the cherry cobbler and gold ribbon, and then I think I gave you some of this, enough to do your cards with the gold thread. I've been going through gold thread like crazy yesterday, like crazy, and I used a lot yesterday. I'm going to put this bow on my mini glue dot and then just squeeze it, and then I'm going to put this down in the bottom of the front of my card, just to the side of my big heart. There we go. We have several types of gold thread right now. We have one that's called gold and silver trim, that you get both gold and silver. And then we have, what else do we have? Oh, we have 2, I think. Now, I'm not sure. Before I speak, I better make sure those are current. They might have retired and sold out. I'm not sure. But this one is available. So gold twisted thread, I think it's called. Let's get some gems on our card. And this is pretty easy. If you want to make a lot of Valentine cards, this one will go pretty fast. So I'm going to put, I love these hearts. I think they're so pretty. What are these called? I think they're, whoops. There's 3 sizes. There's big, medium, and small. This is medium I'm going to use up here. And then I'm going to put a little tiny one on my heart. So this was my swap card. I made 16 of these. And then I think I made it for maybe my team. I'm not sure. But I made quite a few of these. And they go pretty fast. But I think they're really pretty. We should put... I do need Valentine's Day cards because I'm getting ready to have them ready to send my family. And I hope you are getting ready to send to your family too. And friends. I will send a few to friends as well. Okay, in fact, I have a couple of friends that we always exchange Valentine's cards as well as Christmas cards. I'm going to stamp on my silicone mat. It just ensures a little bit better. Now, I want to make sure that this is not going to show anywhere here, but I can tell that if I just stay on the inside of this paper, it'll be totally okay. If you don't have paper there, you'll want to make sure that you stay inside your flap so it doesn't show. Oh, and I got extra ink on that, so that's all right. I probably was just too busy jabbering to pay attention to stamp straight down. And I probably pushed too hard, but we're okay. Card number 1. So what do you think of this card? Do you think you'd make this card even if you don't have this set? Could you use the template? Oh, I got green ink on it. Well, there you go. That's what live stamping is all about, my friends. Okay. Chrissy's a bling girl. 2 sides of, on your comment, on Zena's comment about the DSP, that it has 2 beautiful sides. Yes. One side is not blank. You have 2 choices, which is awesome. All right, let's move on to card number 2. This is the second one in your pad, well, in your PDF. I don't remember if they were packed exactly like this, but this is the second one in the PDF. So we're going to go by the PDF. This one is a fun fold. It goes like this, a very easy fun fold. But so the base of our card is this real red base, and it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and it was just a single sheet, so it isn't a folded card. Okay, so this one, I think this was another one of my swap cards too. I did several groups with these. Then, well, we won't do that yet. Let's do the DSP first. I think I did cut your little strips of DSP. Pretty sure I did cut these 2 out of my paper, not out of yours. I think your paper, you got the whole half a pack, 6 by 12, if you pre-ordered. And I'm just going to use my tape runner. And we're just going to put these to the left side. These are 3/4 by 4, I think. They might be 1 inch. Sometimes it's hard to tell. Yeah, they are 1 inch, so not 3/4. Thinking of another card that I worked on yesterday that was 3/4. This is 1 inch strips on each side. And then we're just going to center that. When I mean center, I mean the top, the bottom, and the outside edge all have the same amount of red showing. And then this one is, I'm pretty sure it's 8 because this would be by 4. So let me check this. This is 8 by, yeah, and I scored it at 4. So 8 by, what, 3 1/2. 8 by 3 1/2. And as I said, if you order this week, you'll get the detailed PDF directions that have everything in them. So this is going to go on our base like this. But before we do that, let's go ahead and do the front of this before we attach it. I think it'll be a little bit easier as we're making it to just treat this as the front of the card. Actually, I didn't do these hearts. I don't know if you can see them. I didn't do these hearts for our class today, but I noticed they were on. I had been crafting on this paper this week, and I thought, well, that works pretty good for our hearts today, so I just left it. Usually I don't ever keep the same sheet that I had the week before, but I thought the hearts looked actually kind of cute. All right, let's go ahead and stamp. I've got some scrap paper here. You do have scrap paper in your kits, and I'm going to grab the real red ink, and we are going to stamp our flower again. I use the flower on most, if not all, the cards because it's so pretty. And we're just going to better pull out your piercing mat if you have it handy. This flower stamps better on a piercing mat. There we go. That's a good image. And then let's grab our granny apple green again, and let's do both of the leaf sprigs. So if you're crafting with me, you want to grab the little branch of leaves and the trio of the little leaf trio. I'm going to grab both of these, and then our granny apple green ink. Let's kind of get stuff out of here. Let me get in the picture. Well, here we go. So I'm reading your comments about bling. I'm thinking if you don't like bling on your cards, you probably don't follow me. Because you're like, you put bling on everything. And I kind of do. I'm guilty. I'm guilty of that. So now I'm inking up my other branch. I don't want to put them, remember not to put them too close together, because then when you go through the die cutting machine, your dies push each other out of the way, and you don't want that to happen. Now on some of the other cards, I have everything already stamped and die cut, but I wanted you to see at least one time the die cutting, because if you're new here or you're new to stamping, you might just be wandering onto this video and it caught your attention and you want to know how to do that. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We're going to grab this die and then both of these dies off of our sheet of dies. And I'm grabbing the mini die cutting machine. These dies fit in this one. A lot of our dies do. I have the big one. The big one fits everything. But if you're just getting started, sometimes that's a big investment. And this one works really well. Now, for those of you that are seasoned crafters, I want to show you that I'm using this plate instead, number 3. Now, they tell you to use number 1 as the white one. It looks like this, but on my machine, whoops, Stampin' Up should be there. On my machine, it's really, really tight with the 1 plate. So I'm using the 3 plate. It's the light gray one. It's actually meant to be used for an embossing folder, but I'm using it to cut out these little shapes. Now, another thing I'll show you is, I don't know if I'm in the camera or not. Let me move this up just a little bit. All right, you can't see this, so hold on. This flower, to match this up the die, I usually try to look for something that's really going to identify my die to help me line it up. So on this one, I'm looking at these 2 large petals are opposite from these 3, and I think these 2 will be easier to find. So that's how I've been finding this. Now watch me not be able to find it, but I think I can. So I'm getting my die, and there we go. I just look for that same shape on the die itself. Now on my little machine, these like to move more than on my big shot. Not big shot. Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So I'm going to grab some Post-it tape. I've showed this before. I get this on Amazon. So I'm going to grab some Post-it tape, and we're going to get this tape down so it doesn't move. Same with our little leaves, like so. I've been sharing on social media. If you don't follow me on Instagram, I've been posting a lot more on Instagram. So come follow me there. If you're just watching on YouTube, make sure you also find my Facebook page, Create with Joey. And then I also have a crafting community, Create with Joey Stampers group. I'll link those all below on YouTube. Let me go ahead and put this down, make sure that's going to stay. Okay, that's all the die cutting we have to do on this. Let's grab our I can't tell in the in the view what you're seeing, actually, because I'm kind of right over the top of it, but hopefully you can see. All right, so there we go. That's how easy it is to do die cutting. It's super easy, and it's a super popular thing to do. People love their die cutting machines. Am I right? Everyone that's watching that has a die cutting machine. How often do you use your die cutting machine? Every time you craft? Sometimes when you craft? Rarely. I would think rarely would be not a common answer, but maybe it is. So let me know if you have a die cutting machine, how often you use it when you sit down to craft. Okay, so let's do this. And I think we're ready to put together our little card here. So I'm going to move this aside. Let me check this. Getting everything out here. Now I need all my bits. So you need a piece of DSP. Oops, I don't think, oh yeah, I did cut that right. I forget this is a little bit smaller. There we go. This is 3 1/4, I think. Let me check. Yes, 3 1/4 by 3 3/4. It's not square. Okay, so we've got that. And then I also die cut for you. I think I die cut your hearts. I'm not 100%. I just don't remember. I thought about it and I don't remember if I did it or not. But if I didn't do it, you have a piece of Flirty Flamingo to cut your heart. And then this I know I die cut for you because this is not from the same group of dies. This is from the something fancy dies. This one I die cut with this die. Okay, so those are the something fancy dies. So they're not in this set of dies. So anything that isn't in this set of dies, I did die cut for you. All right, let's go ahead and crease this. Get ready to put our... Yay for the die cutting machine. Chrissy uses hers all the time, she said. Anybody else use your die cutting machine all the time? Because that would be my answer as well. Christy, we're on the same track. My friends that like to do a lot of detailed cards. Now this has direction. Oh, I don't think this is what I used. So on this card, I didn't use, on your sample, I didn't use this pattern, but it's really similar. I have more of this. I don't know. I just wasn't paying close enough attention. They'll both work. In fact, all of the patterns will probably work. And then before we, I'm getting in a hurry. Let's do more stamping here. So for your label, let's grab the greeting, sending lots of love. And I'm gonna grab this. I do like the sayings, the greetings in this stamp set. I want to make sure I have all the edges of my stamp stamped well. I'm going to get right over the top of this. I might need to get my head in the picture. Trying to see it straight. There we go. And I think the font, isn't the font so pretty with the, well, the two fonts, with the printed one and then the script. I think it's just really pretty. I think it's very kind of new looking and current. What do I say? It looks fresh and new. I'm going to now, I am going to go ahead and put this down so we can work on the base of our card. Let's go ahead. I'm going to use multi-purpose glue. You could use, you definitely could use any of your tape runners, or you could use tear and tape, although tear and tape would take longer, but some people really just like tear and tape. It's a pretty clean adhesive, whereas I said last week, my friend Liz laughed at it. I said, make your piece. If you haven't made your piece yet with liquid glue, you need to do that because it's so good for so many things that move very much. So obviously this isn't going to have a lot of movement. I'm meaning fun fold cards, and I'm calling this a fun fold card, but it's a pretty easy one. All right, so we've got our Flirty Flamingo heart. Let's go ahead and stick that down with glue. Let's see, dimensionals. Looks like I might be running out of dimensionals here. Grab a couple. I usually remember to check that ahead of time. for Facebook Live, but there were so many things today. And I was concerned. I came a little early, I think, because I was concerned to make sure that my video was going to look like I want it to move. All right, so, or I want it to look. Yeah, that'll work okay. This bottom greeting is going to kind of go over like that, but yeah, let's do this next, the bottom greeting. So well, there isn't the upper greeting, but we're going to put on the bottom element. We still have our flowers to put on. I'm going to go ahead and cut up some of my dimensionals to use before starting a new one. Okay, so let's go ahead and get this one down and this one down too, and we'll go ahead and get this one on like so. I'm centering it just over the point of the heart and then centering it on this panel. Alrighty, so then I'm going to get these stamps out of here. Let's go ahead and put our flowers together. So the way I usually do this is I'm going to grab my mini glue dots. Boy, that's blurry. Oh my heavens. Gosh, you guys, I don't know what's happening there. Let me take my hands out of here and see if it's going to. I'm going to touch my phone here. I don't know why it's causing that. Good heavens to Betsy. Next week, I might just go back to just Facebook Live and then uploading to YouTube till I get this completely figured out. I don't know why my phone isn't focusing. I'm sorry. Now, I don't know if you can see me, but I'm going to. Gosh, you guys, I don't know. I'm going to put my image right on my mini glue dot. Or my die cut, I should say. I'm flustered with a silly video. On mini glue dots, and then I'm going to take those off and just put those right on the back of my flower. So let's get this in here. Hoping the camera will focus. Doggone it. And I don't know what to do about the non-focusing. Doggone it. I thought we were really on a roll. Oh, technology. Okay, so this guy is going to fit like right here at the bottom of our heart. And so I'm going to take, I might take several mini dimensionals. Now my iPad looks clear. So maybe it's clear and my laptop just looked blurry. So I don't know what happened. I have my iPhone, I have all the notifications turned off. I remembered to make sure to check that today. So I don't know. I can see though notifications coming in on my iPad screen. Oh, but I don't think they're interfering the video. Last week it interfered with the video. It stopped the video. And then it restarted without me doing anything, but there were a few seconds where it froze. Taking my twine again. And oh, whoops, I did something wrong. If you're crafting with me, stop. We need to put this twine on this bow on the back of our flower. So I'm making a pretty big bow here. Sorry, I forgot to do that. If you're watching replay, then you'll be good. You can realize that I put the bow on, or I put the flower on too soon. Let's see if this is going to show. Yeah, that's going to show. So now what I'm going to do is, I've got my bow here. Need to go ahead and cut that off. I'm going to have to find out. I belong to a tech group for Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, and ask her why my phone would go blurry in the middle of my video. Okay, let's go ahead and just put this on our flower, kind of like it's gonna come. Can you see how I'm doing that? I'm just pushing that down with a mini glue dot, and then these two dimensionals are here, and then we're just gonna slide this on here. I don't want this to get in the way of my greeting, but I might not have a choice. There, we'll just move it like that. Push it down so those mini dimensionals catch, and then we're ready for our bling. Another easy card, easy but fun card. I usually don't do hard but fun, because in my life that is really not fun. I'm just not for the most part, I'm not a person that putzes very much with a card. I just don't want to do 10,000 steps to make a card. I like a few steps like we're doing today. Oops, I'm going to move this over just a little bit there. And then let's put a big heart down on our greeting here, like so. And there we have our second card. Let's put Happy Valentine's Day on the inside of this card as well, because I am sending, these are going to be Valentine's for me. So I don't want to have to get back out my stamps to put greetings on them. I want it to be done. I like to have my inside greetings done all at the same time. Okay, I'm going to clean this stamp because I had that little bit of added ink that we really didn't want the last time. And I'm going to grab my real red. Okay, Christy says all of a sudden it blurred. Now focus. I know, Christy. Oh, I've got to, dang, nabbit. There's got to be a way, and maybe I actually need a camera instead of my phone. I'm not sure. If that's what she'll suggest. I do have actually a very expensive camera that's been in the closet since Steve bought it for me because it felt too complicated not to video, to just, well, yes, to video. But that was a couple of years ago. I've gotten more tech savvy now. Happy Valentine's Day. There is, you guys, there is, oh no, there isn't a little heart. I thought there was a group of little hearts, but that's a different sense that I'm thinking about. All right, so there's our card number 2. So, how do you like this one? You like this one? Do you like using the paper that doesn't have the gold, or would you rather see more gold on this card? All right, let's keep moving here. Let me know in the comments. We're going to do this card next, so grab this kit out, and we're going to do this one. So this one is another pretty simple card. I have done the stamping ahead of time on this and the leaves, so I apologize to you that are trying to craft along with me. I do have that done already, and I'm guessing you might not, but maybe you do. And maybe you just want to watch the replay on this and then stop the video whenever you want to stop and get done whatever that step is, and then move on when you're ready. And that works too. You'll have 2 pieces of white in your kit that are 4 by 5 1/4. One is for the inside and one is for the outside. Now, we made these cards in my in-person class last week, and that was really fun. And then I got your kits out. Those of you that pre-ordered your kits went out the next day. Oh, and this one, again, this one has the hearts that have directions, so just be careful with that. This is 3 3/4 by 5. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put this on my white panel. The white panel is just a little bit bigger than that. It's 4 1/8 plus a 16th. And the length on this one is 4 7/8 plus a 16th. 4 7/8. Well, hang on. I don't know if I'm telling you the right thing. Okay, so that's wrong. This is actually just 4 by 5 1/4. It's a little bit easier that way to cut it. Those 8ths and 16ths, especially the 16ths, get hard to manage. So I made it simple. Both your white pieces are 4 by 5 1/4, which is what I think I said earlier, but then I thought maybe this front one was a little bit smaller when I looked at it, but no, forget I said that. Let's go ahead and this is not on straight. All right, so let's do, no, I don't like it. Let me grab my, if you've already taped something, grab your silicone mat and then it won't stick to your paper. I usually don't put a lot of adhesive, it's going to be tricky, on my DSP or anything else. I just put enough that holds it together. Let's get this straighter this time. I was too busy jibber-jabbering about the size of the paper and not paying enough attention to getting my margins more. There we go. That's much better. And now since I have my silicone mat here, we can just, I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of fresh tape on this since I pulled it off. And make sure it sticks. This is a cherry cobbler card base. I'm not sure if I said that. Cherry cobbler card base. And then I went ahead and die cut my heart. Actually, I die cut everything, but we've got some greetings. So while you're doing, if you're wanting to die cut while you're watching, then I'm going to go ahead and do my greeting because that'll take up some time and give you a little bit of time. We're going to do Be Mine. This piece of white is just 3/4 by maybe 3 or so. Oops, I got something on it. Well, let's stick with this side. Okay, cherry cobbler ink. Or, you know, real red works with, and you really don't have to have both cherry cobbler and real red. Either one works for all of these cards. I'm going to stamp this a little bit to the right because can you see on my sample card that I want my flower and this whole thing to be off to the left. So I'm going to stamp this to the right. There's our greeting. And then let's go ahead and pull up our scissors. And we will put this end at a slant. I'm just going to put a little bit of a slant like that. So that's ready to go. Let's go ahead then and assemble our card. I'm going to put my heart straight up on this one. I've already die cut with one of the hearts from the dies in the set. And I'm going to grab some dimensionals again. I'm going to use up some of these ends of the package. If you have been stamping with Stampin' Up! For a while, you may very well have another heart set that might work for these. We haven't had a heart set for quite a while, but if you have one in your collection, then you can probably make most, if not all, of this work with what you have. If you want a new heart set or you don't have one, this is a great one. It really is a really good one. Okay, I kind of want this to go over here. So I'm going to cut this a little bit shorter. I'm just going to use my scissors here instead of getting out my paper trimmer. I'm just going to cut this like maybe about a 1/2 inch. I'm not sure how long I made yours. I want it to, doesn't have to line up with the edge, but there we go. There we go. That's going to be good, I think. Now for this flower, I don't know if I put this in the directions or not, but I did take out my Wink of Stella, and I just kind of went over the petals themselves. And that kind of, well, first of all, it gives it a glitter. If you're a bling person, you probably own Wink of Stella. If you don't have Wink of Stella, it's a must for your crafting. It gives shimmer to anything that you put it on. And it doesn't show up very much on camera, but it's really, really beautiful in person. It's shimmery and sparkly, like so. See? Now, you could, I'm going to show you what would happen on the center of my flower. If you wanted the whole thing to be sparkly, you have to realize that Wink of Stella is going to move your ink. So if I do this, it's going to move my ink a little bit, and I'm only going to do it in the center because that kind of accents the center then a little bit. But if you put your Wink of Stella over the whole flower, then the whole flower is going to have a little bit of that pink in where there's normally just white. Okay, I already have die cut a leaf, the little branchy leaf for this one. You could use either one. I'm looking for my mini glue dots. Here they are. I tend to lose my mini glue dots every single Facebook Live or YouTube Live. Let's go ahead and do this one. Christy, you like both cards. I'm happy you like both cards. You have the kit. So, oh, no, not yet, but you are getting the kit. Now, on my sample, I used soft seafoam, but I thought the green just kind of disappeared. So I'm using Granny Apple Green on my leaves all throughout this card today. Now, the other thing we're going to do with this one is we're going to grab your ribbon. Now, you should have pretty sure I gave you a whole bolt of this ribbon if you pre-ordered the kit. So it's the cherry cobbler with a gold edge. We're just going to make a bow, and we're going to do the same thing with this bow as we did with that gold thread. We're going to put it on the back of our image. Now, you obviously could put it anywhere, but I'm going to putz with this for a minute to make sure it lays flat. Well, darn, sorry. I must have turned it. I have no problems tying bows when I'm just here, but when I'm on Facebook Live, it seems like I get distracted, I think, and then my bow goes wonky. You want everything to be flat on the front. That's how it sits really pretty on your card and flat. This ribbon likes to twist just a little bit, and we want it to show, so you just have to make sure it's your bow's big enough to show in back of your ribbon. And our ribbon's kind of going to go like this. So that's good. We're going to keep it that size. And then let me grab I have this paper snips that has a gift from being Silver Elite several years ago at a special event that Stampin' Up gave me. And they sent us these charms. And so that's how I know that this paper snips is only for ribbon, because it's best to not use use the same scissors, because paper is going to dull your. Now this time I'm going to put the front of the bow down towards the mini glue dot instead of the back of the bow, although both sides look pretty good, so we could probably use either side. So I'm going to grab this and go ahead and kind of put this like this. And let's see how that's going to, well, no, I stuck it to my finger. That's not very helpful. Let's go this way, kind of like so. And then this is going to go on our card kind of like so. I can't tell on my other one. My other one wasn't quite that. Let's put this over here for this card. It's kind of sticking out more than my other card, but that's okay. It'll work. I'm going to take my mini dimensionals and stick down that leaf for one thing, and then I'm going to go around and get a couple more mini dimensionals. I think I said mini glue dots. Mini dimensionals, because that gives it that little bit more height and gives it dimension, just the name of it. Now I'm going to kind of fit this by looking at my greeting, and then I'm going to, okay, nope, we're not going to do that. We're going to turn this over and put this down on our card first. I think it'll work better that way. So now I'm kind of feeling where those dimensionals were that I put on the back of the heart, so that I don't go right over the top of those, just for mailing purposes. And so I think that's going to work well, because postage isn't postage just kind of out of sight anymore. Let's see, we're going to do this, like this one. It's a little bit to the left. There we go. I thought this was a really sweet card too. Let's go ahead and get some heart bling on this one. And then we'll put Happy Valentine's Day on the inside. Keep forgetting to do that first. I always tell my people that come in person, put your greeting on your inside panel first. So if you mess it up, you can just turn it over and all will be good. Let's do a medium up here. I love these dots. They're so shiny and sparkling. Catch the light. I mean, they don't actually sparkle as such, but they're so pretty. So there's that card. I'm going to put Happy Valentine's Day because then I'm going to have all of my Valentine's cards ready. And of course, I can't find the stamp, my Happy Valentine's Day stamp. Well, this is so silly. I have here it is. No idea how this happens. But if you've watched me, you know many times things disappear on my desk. Usually it's my mini glue dots. I mean, they just completely go into hiding. Okay, Happy Valentine's Day. Am I in the camera? Yep, looks like I am. I'm going to go straight down here. And I have room to write. So I'm excited because I have these 4, plus I have my 4 samples. So I have 8 Valentine's cards. Plus I made a couple with the new stamp set called Hugs for Love that coordinates with a punch. So if you don't have a die cutting machine and you want to make some Valentine cards, the Hugs for Love is a really perfect set to buy, and you don't need a die cutting machine because it works with a punch. Okay, my friends, we're down to the last card. So how do you like this one? I really think it turned out pretty with the gold speckled DSP in the background. I thought that was really pretty on that one. Alrighty, this one is a fun fold. So the last one looks like this. So this is how it goes. So it's not tricky, but there is one little thing I want to make sure that you see. So we're going to grab this piece is just like I think it was our second card. This is 5 1/4 by 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then this piece, I think it's 3 3/4 by 5. And we're just going to go ahead and stick this piece down. Like so. Center that. This is just basic white. Just making a little mat for all the fancy stuff. And then this is just look around your corners and make sure you're getting them pretty squared up so you have the same amount of margin on all the sides. Then I think for this, let's start with actually stamping the inside. So on this one, I did put an inside greeting, sending lots of love. So we're going to put that on this. So I'm going to go ahead and go back to my cherry cobbler ink if I can see it, or we might end up with, no, here it is. I feel the time slipping away and I don't want to take up hours and hours of your time to see what I'm doing. All right, this piece goes on the inside of our card. So I'm just going to do sending lots of love. And this is like 3 by, no, it's not that big. 2 3/4 by 3 1/2. And it's going in this side of DSP. Now this side is, what is it? It's 3 by 11. So you're going to cut off, you'll cut a 3 by 12 piece of paper and then you'll cut off 1 inch. Then you're going to score it at, oh, let me get out the direction and just read from the directions themselves. You're going to score at 2 1/2 and 6 1/2. Okay, so 2 1/2 and 6 1/2. Then you're going to fold in a Z shape so that it's like this. Can you tell what's going on here? Then I'm going to go ahead and crease that. If you don't have a bone folder, this is a must for your toolkit. It just really is for paper crafting. You really need it. All right, so this part, now this is the way this is going to go. This is going to go onto your paper like this. Okay? Let's go ahead and do that. This is kind of a fun fold in the way that you get to see both sides of your paper. I like this one. Well, I like all my cards. I don't tend to show you cards that I don't like. I tend to not make a card that I don't like. I'm like, if I don't like it, I just switch gears and I either change my stamp set, change the colors I'm using. I don't keep going. Okay, so now we've got this so far. Make sense? All right, now we've got our little panel that goes on the inside here. Let's just go ahead and get that done. So we're going to go ahead and put this panel, I'm going to put it towards the top actually, because we're going to do something else on the bottom here. In fact, I'm not going to push that down because I don't remember exactly how this goes. Yeah, that's how it goes. Okay, so we're going to push this down. Now this is this piece I cut off the bottom here. So you can see, well, maybe this way. You can see how it matches up. So that's that 1-inch piece that I cut off the bottom. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that down here, like so. So it looks like your paper is a lot longer than it actually is. Well, it kind of looks confusing. There we go. So we've got that showing, then we've got it showing at the top. So that's how that's going to work. That's the main thing you have to know about this card. The rest is super easy. Let's go ahead and stamp our heart. We've got some stamping to do here. I'm going to put some of these things aside for a moment. And then we're going to stamp the beautiful heart. I just love this heart in this stamp. So it's just so, so pretty. Hi, Kathy. Oh, thank you for sharing. Thank you for the hearts, Chrissy. By the way, those of you that might be new to me, when you give me a thumbs up or you give me hearts or you comment, it all helps me grow. And I do this full time, and I would love to have you help me out that way. It is a big help. You probably have no idea what an impact it makes, because that's how YouTube and Facebook knows or shoots it out to more people. They're like, oh, if people are liking it and giving it hearts and commenting, then they really like what she's doing, so I'm going to show it to more people. All right, let's go ahead and stamp our little heart. I just think that's so, so pretty. This whole heart set is so pretty. When I thought we could pre-order this, so demonstrators can always pre-order a month ahead of the general public, so I thought, I can't wait to get this. I love all the fonts, the images, and I especially love the dies. Okay, we're going to go ahead and cut this out with our mini die cutting machine. I'm going to grab my scissors, and it's all we have to die cut, and then we're ready to finish our card. So let me pull this out. I'm hoping it wasn't this silly thing that messed up the view. And now I don't see the top plate for this. Have we got it here? Okay, hang on. I have to do a little search and recovery here. Here we go. Search, 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 search. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, for Pete's sakes. There's always something that just completely disappears. And I don't have an extra plate out here. Well, for heaven's sakes, how can this even happen? You know, it's not like it's an easy thing to misplace. And they're clear, you know, so they don't always show up. Well, while I'm searching for it, I might go over just to my other machine and die cut it, because I'm not seeing it here. So I'll let you look at I'll let you see the heart sampler that some of the people bought. This was an add-on to the class, and some people purchased this so they could make it. So I'll let you take a look at that, and I'm going to go die cut. Well, you know what? This heart's easy to cut around. Let's just cut around it. We don't need no stinking die cutting machine. Let's get this snips, and then let's go ahead. This, if you don't have a die cutting machine, but you like the way things look when they're separate elements, like it is when you do die cut it, this is not a hard set to cut around. You just want to make sure you move your paper instead of your snips. And that helps to get a nice little edge around it. So there we go. So we've got that, and then let's put our card together. The front of this has a die from the Greetings of the Season dies, is what I used for this one. So I did that die cutting for you, and I'll do it again. If you put in an order this week in order to get all 4 card supply kits for this class today, I'll have that die cut for you. Stampin' Up! Doesn't let us send stamped images, so you won't have the images stamped. But as I said, if you have a heart set, you probably have something you can substitute with. Okay, there we go. And in your kit, I also put this little strip of white. Let's go ahead and stamp XOXO in Cherry Cobbler. Grab that. I haven't looked at comments, so I'm not sure if I'm keeping up with them, but if I don't, just know that I always come back and check my comments, because some of you will be watching replay. Probably more people, many more will be watching replay than the original, so or than the live. So I'll come back. I would love to have you comment. Let me know what you think of the cards. Do you think you'll try these cards if you are just watching for the first time? Do any of these templates seem like they would be something you would enjoy making? I would love to know. So let me know in the comments if you have found something new today or learned something, or you found an idea. I'm just going to do the same thing I did to my other greeting, and we're just going to kind of put it down here. Let's let the whole heart show this time instead of just part of it. And let's go ahead and grab some of these. So I hope I've shown you something today that you thought was interesting. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed being part of our Facebook Live today or YouTube Live. And I hope you'll subscribe to my channel if you've enjoyed it. And if you are new to me, I hope you will follow me on Facebook as well, and Instagram. Don't forget, I've been much more active on Instagram. I've been doing little short reels about dealing with seasonal affective disorder. In other words, being sad and gloomy this time of year when there are a lot of cloudy days, at least here in Nebraska. I'm in Lincoln, Nebraska. There are a lot of cloudy days. Now, I'm just going to put these little, any kind of adhesive. So if you do, whatever kind of adhesive you do, you need it to not go above here, because it's going to stick your, well, it would make your card open like that one, which wouldn't be the worst thing, but it's kind of fun to have it. Let's see, I think I could go up a little bit higher, because this is the part that's going to move. So we want this part to be pretty secure with adhesive. There we go. And now I'm just going to make sure that hole is above, kind of lining this up here and making it sure it's even on the sides, so like so. There we go. This is really cute, isn't it? And since it's a 3-inch strip, you could get 4 cards out of one strip of 12 by 12, or one sheet of 12 by 12 DSP. Now let me give you another hint on this bow, because this is kind of important too, because if you're not careful here, you might stick your card shut as well. So I'm going to just make your bow. I love this ribbon, and I love that you have a whole bolt of this ribbon. You can just go to town with your ribbon. You don't have to, you know, scrimp with it, because you have a whole 10 yards. And you've got more gems. You've got, I think I gave you each a half a pack of the heart gems, which is quite a few, because there's quite a few in a pack. Okay, so after we make our bow, this is what I wanted to tell you. You want to, let me grab my mini glue dots. You want to put, so normally we stick our mini glue dot right on the knot and we stick it down on the hole. Well, what's that going to do? Yes, that's going to make your card stick to this, and then it won't open like you want it to. So this time I'm going to actually let's do it like this. I'm going to grab my tool, my take your pick tool, and I'm going to put a mini glue dot just right to the right of this. I'm going to kind of scrunch it together of the hole, and then one to the left so that I'm sure to not get a mini glue dot where that hole is. So now I'm just going to hold my bow here. I'm going to put the knot right over the hole, but there we go. There we go. And that'll work, and then your card will open like it's supposed to, like that. Okay, let's go ahead and put some bling on this one, and that, my friends, is the last of our cards to our class to go today. So let me know if you enjoyed it. I really would love to know. And I'm so happy to be live on YouTube at the same time as my Facebook page, because it makes it much easier for some who are more comfortable with YouTube. And YouTube is probably the platform that a lot of us look for how to do things. How to do a lot of things, not just make cards, but how to do a lot of things. So there we have our sweet little fun fold card. So let me know what your favorite is. So this is number 4. This is number 3. This one's number 2. Am I staying in the camera? And this one is number 1. So there's all 4 of our Valentine cards today. And Kathy, oh, thank you, Kathy. I'm so glad you're here today, because Kathy, I know you're one. Kathy Baverka, I know you're one that really prefers to watch on YouTube because you can watch it on your TV. And I'm the same. I watch most of my videos on YouTube, on my TV. So, and that's the only way you can do it. That's the only way, because Facebook has changed. So don't forget, if you'd like to get the card supplies for these, use this host code. Now I'm going to come up and look at you. And Christy, thank you that you like the cards. Kathy Kirkner, thanks so much for sharing. That is so sweet. You always share, and I really, really appreciate that. I'm trying to find now my camera here where I can come up and talk to you in person. There we go. So this was so fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. I hope that if you pre-ordered the kit, that you were able to at least follow along, even if you weren't able to just actually make the cards as fast as I'm going today. But I hope that I will send you the video link. I'll email you the video link so that you don't have to search around for it if you didn't get to do your cards today and you want to do them at a later time. So let me know. I'm going to look at my comments and see if I missed anything, if you're asking questions, and where are the comments? There they are. Oh, thank you, Kat. Number 3 is Christy's favorite. And Kathy Vaverka likes all 4. Thank you, Kathy. That's very sweet of you. But Christy, number 3, is her favorite. This might be my favorite too, actually. It's kind of a classic Valentine in its own way, and I think that's kind of sweet as well. All right, dear friends. Oh, I couldn't show you. I forget that I have to switch back to show you. I'm here to just say, let me know if you need some help. I'm always here, and thanks for being with me today, and I hope to see you next week, too. You're welcome, Christy, and everyone. Now if I can see how to get out of here, finish. That's the link, and